Andrew.
Yeah, I didn't hear any anti-marriage arguments. I heard anti-divorce arguments. So I'm with you on divorce, 100%.
Stream over.
And
But you agree.
But it's a good thing that the topic isn't on divorce; it's on marriage. And it seems like you agree with my proposition then. And the proposition is that marriage, quote, is a great institution.
Yep.
And that right now your concern is that men can't be safe in marriage, but that's not actually what you're saying. You're not saying men can't be safe in marriage. They can. You're saying that they may not be safe in divorce. So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case that you can use religious marriage institutions without the state? And then we add the ecclesiastical structure of the marriage. That's what always kept them together anyway, before the state was ever involved. So what if instead we use the ecclesiastical church, the structure of the old churches, that would be Catholicism and Orthodoxy, where you see the lowest divorce rates, because the community puts pressure on the women to act right. That's what they do. Right now, the state applies no pressure on women to act right, right? You can just go and file whatever you want, get a divorce, and go be banging the neighbor by the next night. We totally agree on that.
Alrighty, so just got done watching Andrew Wilson versus Coach Greg Adams, and that was great. Hella great. Can't believe how heated it got there at the end. Anyway, clipped a couple videos for us to react to. Again, the thing was 3 hours long. No, you probably don't got that much time to kill, so I wanted to throw you my own little spin on it, but give you my initial little take on this first. Here's some background for you. I grew up watching the Four Horsemen of Atheism wipe the floor with essentially what used to be like old-time Christian debaters. And I gotta admit, man, like Andrew Wilson is up there. I do believe he would have held it down. Like he would have held the floor down versus a Sam Harris, even versus Christopher Hitchens. Like I do think he would have been contend best with the best. He would have made it good. And Coach Greg Adams, to me, just seems to start off from there. So there's just the biggest gap between them is where to start. And a lot of the prescription points that Andrew Wilson talks about and affirms, prescribes, advocates for, it just seems to me like Coach Greg Adams it just seems like he doesn't take it seriously, only because the modern day and age where we at already, he doesn't think the pendulum could swing back, right? So we're in this secular society now. We're in this secular cultural space now. We're in this highly feminism has done its thing. Women have all the rights and freedom, and they're free from societal pressure. They're free to do whatever degeneracy they want, blah blah blah, and that's the given he starts from. So that just seems to be the biggest point of why they couldn't get anything going whatsoever. That's what it just seems like to me. And then he kind of just he just kind of starts roasting Andrew Wilson instead of debating. But either way, they both seem to have their place. It just doesn't seem like that was really a debate. Then this is what I mean. Here, just watch these clips.
It's a debate, and I will argue my points from my view, how I see fit. It's not for you to cover.
But what I'm not going to do is expect to be arguing from the land of make-believe.
Yeah, but it's
okay. All right. So
okay,
anybody
yeah,
have
my turn.
Anybody
Relax.
have anybody have the sound effect for the television show where the train comes through, Mr. Rogers?
Let me know
because I want to be on Earth.
Yeah, let me know.
All right.
Let's let Andrew respond.
Yeah. So the thing is it's funny that you bring up "Imagine All the People" of John Lennon, which is an anti-religious song, and hilariously enough, was designed to assist with female empowerment. Isn't that hilarious? But the thing here is you keep on saying that what I'm offering is make-believe, but it's not. It's been governing the Orthodox and Catholic Church for 2,000 years, including in this country. Now, here, let me give you an example, for instance, the Amish, right? Do you know what the divorce rate is among them? It's almost non-existent, yet they're still governed by the same laws of the land that you're speaking to. So sounds like if I give a counter, if I say, look, I can give you a way, a methodology, in which you can utilize the religious ecclesiastical institution which has existed for 2,000 years and has right now the lowest divorce rates, right this second as we speak, not in make-believe land, not hundreds of years in the future, right this second, as opposed to the system you have of common law divorce, which is sky high, and you can't do anything about it. That's what is true. So pointing out what is true is right now you can have a prenup. That is true. What is true is prenups are usually held up in court. That is true. What is true is that you can have a marriage outside of a state because it's a religious institution anyway. You never have to have a license with the state. It's never been necessary. And if you do, the only way that that can be done is if it's sacramental. And if it's sacramental, it's governed now by the church. That's going to be the community the women are a part of. And so the thing is like, that sounds like a real viable solution. What's yours? More fucking degeneracy? Go out and play the field, hump a lot of chicks? How's that going to help anybody do anything? That's been the progressive mantra for 100 years. Isn't it wonderful?
All right, so I'll throw some more Coach Greg Adams videos in there shortly, but that was Andrew Wilson just summarized the whole of the talking points right there and then. He's really good at doing that. Now, Coach Greg Adams, he's got more of the viral worthy parts because he kind of gets heated, but nonetheless, it just seems like they're not wrong in this. It's just the weirdest debate ever because they both kind of already agree at the beginning that the forest is on fire, and then Andrew Wilson is still talking about the forest, but Coach Greg Adams is just like, at this point, he's assumed the forest is going to remain on fire, basically. And now he's just trying to help dudes out how to navigate through the trees, right? So, especially at nighttime. It's dark out. You give that boy a compass, maybe. Give him a lantern. How to not bash headfirst into a tree, which is basically modern marriages at this point. That's where it seems like the disconnect is to me.
All right, we're returning back to earth. Now, first things first, when it comes to this, back in reality, there's no God in marriage. So, Mr. Sky Daddy, God, religion, that's all great, but there's no God in marriage. At this particular point, when you go through a marriage, if one person decides to not obey the Holy Bible or whatever you're thumping, you have no basis to keep that marriage together. If she decides to leave the church and decides not to listen or excommunicate herself, she's now under the state.
Agree.
Now, when you're getting divorced, which I'm assuming you've been divorced.
Well, I mean, that's a hell of an assumption to make.
Have you been divorced?
Well, I mean,
have you been married?
Can you tell me, if you can tell me how that has any merit?
Give me
to
a
the
second,
debate?
because if you've been through one, you would know that there's no God in the divorce court, in the
I
family
see.
court. There's no God in there. No one asked you.
There is the state in there.
There is the state. So that's what we're arguing from.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when you get married. So you're telling me if, and I'm telling you, well, this is what's going to happen. Even if you took Sky Daddy into court with you, they would say, you pray to the judge.
How-
The judge is the authority in the court. So the God argument is a nice, interesting argument. And I probably am not going to stay on the conversation very long because that's your God. That's your Sky Daddy.
All right, so that's what I mean right there. You can see that he's basically coming from a full frontal assault starting point at the secular level. That's what it just seems like to me. That's why they keep butting heads with what seems like to me for like no absolute reason.
It's rough.
There's no God in marriage
Okay.
in the United States.
Yeah.
Can we agree to that? When you get to divorce, there's no God in
we
marriage.
can't agree to that.
We need to agree to it because when you go into divorce court,
Yeah.
there's no God.
Yeah,
You
but
can't bring in your God
thought-
and your Bible. And at that particular point, none of your ecclesiastics marriage works.
Okay.
Period.
Luther misled men, and that's why he was killed?
I said he misled black people. You missed that part.
Those
He said,
are
okay, let me
okay.
repeat it because
Yeah.
you're slow.
I
All right,
am,
you
you're
definitely
right.
are slow, Neanderthal.
That's for sure.
Let me tell you something.
I'm dragging
Martin
knuckles
Luther
over here.
King said specifically,
Yeah.
related to black people and civil rights,
Yeah.
I'll speak slowly for you,
Yeah.
that he believed at the end, he led them into a burning building. I'm going to speak slower. The
Okay.
reason why is because the laws of integration
Yeah.
did not catch up with what he would like to present. Black people weren't ready to integrate. As a result, he said, I may have led my people, that means his people, into a burning building.
Okay.
I would like for you, under your scenario, if your movement takes off,
Yeah.
to see the results, because it took Martin Luther King 12, 15 years to see the
Okay.
results.
I understand now.
I know I'm clipping, I do know that, but I just want to say at this point in the video is when I realized Greg Adams is definitely not a debater. Like he has no place debating. He has a good point of view and good points, but he has no place debating because by that very logic, what he's talking about Martin Luther King, basically he's it's sort of implying, suggesting, well, you might as well have not fought for those rights if black people weren't ready to integrate anyway. Well, You know, so it's kind of like at that point I realized, okay, he's he's not a debater, but I guess I get what he's saying with this.
Speak,
You're trying to invite me to your church?
I'm just
I'm not going to
asking
your
you
church.
to
Please
listen.
give me a real scenario.
You're not ever going to be able to prevent all risk from divorce, not under anything.
Thank you, God. That's
not,
that's the most realistic
not
you've
under
said
any,
all day.
but not under any system
Correct.
is that going to be the case.
But
And
why
even-
are Catholics
and
getting
and
divorced?
you
How
don't
do
even
they get
want to. They
divorced?
get annulments. They don't even get divorces,
Okay,
and it's
but
a
how does
really long
so
process, and it's rare.
Christians have a similar divorce rate than the secular.
No.
So they have a very close. So how do they get divorced?
I'm going to
How
explain.
do Christians get
Calm-
divorced?
If you, I'll answer
Please,
your question.
please tell me, because
So-
I know how to get divorced.
So
Right
if
into
you
the
say-
divorce court.
Yeah, I know. So because they call it a state marriage.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm proposing that they don't do that, right?
Okay, a land of make believe. If
How's that a mail-in?
See.
17 to 20.
I see average 33%.
That's
U.S.
U.S.
average.
That's evangelical
all adults.
Protestants. That's with the
It says
coalition of
Orthodox
all of
adults
them.
ever divorced 17 to 20. U.S.
Yes.
adult average 33%.
Yes, so they're much
It
lower.
says in the U.S. 33%. The
They're
Orthodox ever divorced. That's worldwide.
Yeah, they're much lower rates.
Okay, but you're saying that they can't get divorced. That's what you said.
Oh, bro.
You said, is that what you said?
The whole point
said
here
they
is
can't get
how do
divorced
we
because you're
mitigate the
enforcing
risk
them.
of divorce? You can't ever completely mitigate it.
30%.
I think that's good. I think that's good enough. We got the gist of what the argument is and where it's just not going anymore. So let's just get to the fun stuff now.
These people are all adding the state, okay? The Catholics themselves, if you were to look at their annulments rate from the ecclesiastical authority, it's actually much lower than even the percentage that you're getting from the state because they add the state in, which means some people will ignore the ecclesiastical authority and get divorced anyway.
That's exactly what I've been telling you. The entire
Nobody
time. And
ever
then what?
argued that.
Exactly. But so
We're
how do
arguing
you
about
mitigate? You're saying
mitigating the
mitigating
risk.
It
Mitigating
seems
the
like there's
risk.
still a risk.
What is your prescription to deal with any of those issues when you're telling men in the black community to not get married? How is that going to assist with abortion? How's that going to assist with strong fathers in the home? How's that going to assist with the only demographic population which can't reproduce itself? How? Can you give me a single prescription to any of that?
Let me tell you something. I agree with you on this.
I just want a prescription, dude.
Here's the problem. I agree with you. And listen, if you had any ability to provide this prescription better than Louis Farrakhan or Martin Luther King,
Does that mean
or
no?
give me a second. Listen to me. These men have tried to pretty much heal this issue, and they haven't.
No, they
so
didn't.
Andrew Wilson certainly not to. Neither will CGA. So I don't have a prescription
That's
for the black
right.
community because
That's
the
right.
black community is pretty much doomed at this particular point. They have too much degeneracy. They have single mother rates at the 70 and 80%.
black
But I'm going to tell you
bullshit.
something. You want to come in here and tell me something about ecclesiastics, and you're telling me about the reality of the black community, how to fix it. Nobody's been able to fix that community. So there's nothing you can do, and I can't offer any solution for that.
Look,
now,
is
at
it-
that particular
yeah.
point, you're saying the risk is higher. It certainly will be higher under those matriarchal conditions. So you get no argument from me there. So at that point, where's your statistics lie then?
So I think that part alone gives him away. Basically, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the meta talk, about the meta analysis of such things. He just takes all this as a given. And that's fair. There is some, I would say there is some value in operating in this way. But from the debate's point of view, again, it doesn't add anything in regards to as so far as the debate goes. Because where else are you going to go? It always stems from religion. Always.
The black community solved by Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, so let me tell you a bunch of things that can be done which will help mitigate these
please
issues.
do, please
the
do.
first is
that you can accomplish,
Yeah.
not some
That can be-
pipe dream.
That can be accomplished.
here we go.
That can be accomplished politically, and already are
Politically.
beginning to be accomplished politically. The first is you have to outlaw abortion. You have to. It has to be outlawed. And not by state where you can just go to the next state and do another abortion. Right? One of the biggest problems with promiscuity in the black community is that they use abortion as a form of birth control. Same problem that you see in the white community, by the way. It's just more prevalent in the black community. The next problem that you have there is the lack of religiosity, where there used to be a really strong core religious base of based black men. And they were patriarchal, very patriarchal. And the thing is that it's the idea of these feminist bra-burning lunatics that told black women not to be under the evil patriarchy of their men. And yet, At this point, the men are rolling over and allowing the matriarchy to take over in their own community. Is a return to traditional church ethics going to assist that? Of course it will. Of course it will. How do I know? Because it did then, just a few short years ago. I'm not talking about hundreds of years ago. I'm talking about 60 years ago. By the way, there's other things that you can do too. Getting rid of EBT, getting rid of social programs which are designed to keep people dependent. These are all things which can be politically accomplished. Just like abortion, the starting of banning that was politically accomplished in our lifetime. And the thing is like, you have no prescriptions. Fuck, at least I'm trying here, man.
Man, Andrew, for men today, not 50 years from the Turning Point meeting, okay? At this point, today, we have men that are in dire need of help.
I agree.
They're going through unsettling situations and divorces. This is who I speak to, and you keep telling me obvious answers about propaganda and changing this and going to church. This sounds great on paper, but that doesn't happen today. You don't start that today. Can you give me one solution you got that starts today, Mr. I got all the solutions? We can start today.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Anyway, let's get one more before we get to the fun stuff.
You are not in the LDS church, dude.
More people than you have under your ecclesiastic contract. I can guarantee you that. All right.
All you have to do is agree to one proposition. Is it the case that you personally think
Not
that
today.
if there is no state contract, you're not win a
Easily.
state contract, your chances of getting divorced are going to decrease? Is that true or false?
If that's true, even if you don't get married, correct. Your chances of getting divorced goes to 0. Oh. And that's the same thing I said. Don't get married, you don't get divorced. The number one cause of divorce is marriage.
Not
Boy,
marriage,
it sounds like
a state contract.
no, the number one cause of divorce is marriage. Hey, Andrew, let's just say this, man. Listen.
I thought they could divorce you even if you weren't married to him 5 minutes ago.
No, you went through a ceremony. You went through a religious ceremony. So at that point, they can. But if I never went through a ceremony, they can.
They can sue you for anything by your logic, whether you went through it or not.
Don't move the goalpost. I said you went through a ceremony. I didn't. All right, those are two different things, sir.
Which part of, I don't really, again, I don't understand. If it's the case that you
He's
say.
scrambling and scraping for shit right now.
If it's the case that you say.
He's
if
scrambling
you're
and scraping for shit right now.
If
Look
you're
at
married
him.
by the state.
Look at him scrambling and
Yeah,
scraping.
if you're married by the state, if you're married by the state, your chances of marriage or divorce
But if you don't get
increase.
married, your chances of divorce is 0.
Yeah, okay, wait a second, I'm sorry.
Your chances of, if you don't get
Except
married,
unless you're
your
cohabitating,
chances
right?
of divorce is
Unless you're
0.
cohabitating?
Depends on where you live.
Yeah, so then it's not
That's common
zero.
law. Not
So
in
you just lied,
California.
it's not
Not
zero.
in California.
So then it's not zero.
What about if you don't cohabitate?
Yeah, again, so
Again.
now you're moving the goalposts.
No, most of the time. If you read my book, and I bet you can't read. Did you write a book? I'm pretty sure you didn't.
No.
Alrighty, now we just compare dick sizes.
You got me, man.
Yeah, I did got you.
I take all, it's true, I take all of her money. It's true.
Well, that's what you said.
I mean, I do.
You said that.
I do.
I mean, I'm not saying something you didn't
All
say.
of it. And I spend it on guns.
Hey,
Every
traditional
dime.
marriage sounds great, guys. Traditional
How
marriage
does
sounds
that
great.
sound bad? Who would be upset by that? I take all of my wife's money and spend it on guns. He says traditional marriage sounds great,
That's
guys.
traditional marriage. That falls under traditional marriage.
Sure.
Oh boy.
What's untraditional
All right,
about it?
That's a great traditional marriage.
It
model.
sounds like great
All right.
traditional marriage to me.
He's giving him shit for. I think it sounds tough, but like it's just a lot of guys out there are gonna be like, yeah, well, what's so bad about that, bro? Like she's benefiting from it. I'm benefiting from it. I fucking got more guns.
You challenged me.
Show me
You're
the
the one
numbers.
challenged me,
Where's
sir.
the numbers?
You sold 0 goddamn
Numbers
books.
are.
Man, what? You saw the numbers?
No,
you
I
pulled
didn't.
the numbers.
I asked you for the sales numbers. How many
You
of you
pulled the
sold?
numbers. Free agent lifestyle for life. Hey, everybody go out buy the free agent lifestyle.
Yeah, the free
Hold
agent never. He doesn't know how many you sold.
I'm higher ranked, man.
So
You see
what?
that? I got more people. Look,
That doesn't mean
Shawn,
shit.
Shawn Michael, hey, you see that? I'm higher ranked.
I'd imagine with the ranking algorithm, sales does play a factor.
Come on, man. We already know that. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
What are
But
the numbers?
I don't know my numbers. My probably
I
better
know.
than hers, but I know it's better than yours.
That's true.
Right?
I've never
You
written a
got
book.
0.
I just take the.
I mean, you
I just take the author's
You come
money.
up with obvious solutions to scenarios that
And you have
anybody
none.
can.
You just want
Anybody can come up
feminism.
with. I don't have a solution. Free agent lifestyle is a solution.
That's not a solution to
It's
anything.
not. It sure
it's
is.
just degeneracy.
It's a solution that you don't like.
It's just go fuck chicks.
No, that's what you think. All right, it's a solution that you didn't.
How's it
even
going to
read the book.
help? How's it going to
How
help
did
with
you do-
abortion? How's it going to help with anything?
Well, that's what de-evolution is for. Read my book,
De-evolution?
De-evolution. Go ahead and pull that up. All right. I
How
have a
does
second book,
de-evolution help?
De-evolution. Go ahead and look.
How?
How about you read the book and then come back?
Just
You
tell
didn't
me.
do your research.
How does de-evolution help
I
with
figured you
abortion?
were a better debater than this.
Can you
and be
answer
more
the question?
prepared. No, be more prepared next time because I don't have time.
You
for
can't
this,
answer
man.
any
Listen,
questions.
But I'm going to sell some books.
Just no
Free
questions
Agent Lifestyle
answered?
and de-evolution. The link is in the description box below.
Gotta love it.
Solutions are very obvious. Control propaganda. All right, Jesus Christ, man. Look, anybody can.
Here's
come
your
with that.
solution. Do whatever you want. Fuck
The
whoever.
free agent lifestyle. Yeah,
Fuck
baby.
whoever. Just fuck whoever. It's fine. We're not feminists, those guys, even though we have all feminist propositions.
I bet you your wife's body count's higher than yours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I bet your wife's
bet
body
your
count
wife-
was higher than yours,
No,
too.
no, I'm not married. I'm not married. And your wife, you living off of her.
Anymore.
I bet you her body count higher than yours.
You think so?
I know so.
Oh,
I
okay.
know
Just like
so.
you know your
And
numbers?
She's a traditional
Just
conservative.
like you know
I
your
know she
numbers
got
are
ran.
higher?
I know she'd have got ran through more times in the
Gotcha.
Holland Tunnel.
So that's it. It's just now ad
Now we
hominem
just had
about my wife.
homonyms. Is that what we want to do?
That's where you went.
No, you
Did I
brought
say
her
a
up.
word
I didn't bring
about
up your wife.
Did I say a
I didn't
word
bring up your
about
wife.
your wife?
I don't got one.
Yeah, if you did, do you think I would have?
You brought her up.
I brought my. Did I attack her?
I didn't attack her.
You just said she had a high body count. You lying sack of shit. Show me the proof.
Well, that was fun. Let me know what you think. Good stuff. Internet never fails. Deuces.